We're back, baby. We're gonna try doing some settings after, but we'll try a couple games. I was just messing around with my graphic settings. Trying to get some more FPS out of it. I'll have to check out this one. I'll have to check this one out. It's Cozy Za. His YouTube video. Just stay on 56603 versus 56614. I think I'm on 56613. We'll check his video out after. He's doing a rotation. I like the rotation. It gives a nice little balance. What I'm really watching for is this up here in the corner. Right? Checking out that frames per second. Just trying to get the most out of the frames per second. Alright, we're getting 178. I can dig that. Trying to see how it all plays out. I don't know how I like how blurry this is right here. Oh, I got sniped. I got sniped. Yeah. I don't know how I like the way that looks. We'll see. We'll play around with it and see. We shall see how it goes. I mean, definitely getting the frames per second. Where should we drop? Where should we drop, chat? Let's drop here. I never drop here, so let's drop there. It's a spot I never drop. I usually like to drop harbor. Oof, just got killed. Oof! I got stuck on the thing and the guy killed me. Ugh. I mean, averaging 170. It wasn't too bad. I mean, I got 1 kill. I should have 2 kills, though. I should have 2 kills. Why did I only have 1 kill? It literally said 2 kills. No. Oh, that's the other thing I gotta do, too. I got meant to check that one out. I mean, did I just win? Like, I know I got 2 kills, man. Like, that's the thing. I know I got 2 kills. I sniped the guy on the thing. Literally said squad wipe. And the guy down below. I know I got 2 kills that last game. I know I did. That's alright. It's alright. Let's try to get good on this one. I'll just try to get good on this one, that's all. It didn't even look like the dude was shooting at me. Well played, Ames. Well played. Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy now. Ooh, good shot, dude. Good shot, good shot, good shot. That's what I get for trying to catch the guy coming in the door. He just came in a lot later than I wanted him to.
Well done. You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Oh, you little hider. Son of a bitch bagger. Some stick drift there, buddy. I got some stick drift for sure. fucking one.
Target's gone. Stolen out from under you. Clear another target during contract timeline.
What the fuck is that? Twat awful. Jesus, how that guy seeing me, man? Pikachu, motherfucker. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Jay.
Special orders proceeding. Mobile operation. Fire station prices are adjusted. Enemy UAV is online. Insurgents are about to leave. Make it count. Closing in. Enemy UAV is online. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy UAV overhead. Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal. Enemy UAV is online.
Oh, well played, buddy. I knew you were around there somewhere. Interesting. I didn't come up on the heartbeat, but I could hear my footsteps a mile away. Oh, I suck.
10 squads active in the field.
I hear somebody.
Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy UAV is online. Got an extra valuable opportunity here. Don't miss your shot. Inbound.
Oh, come on, I switched to... Ugh.
We'll get them back.
I had that guy, man. Poopers, poopers, poopers. I had him. I had him. I had him. 5 kills, I'll take it. I mean... Ugh, I stink, man. I need to get good. I need to get good. You want to try a match? You sure? Who? Who's that? Is that one of your buddies? Who? Who's Chauncey? Oh. It might be one of my friends because of you. Maybe because of you, Jake. Why did I literally click find a match? Finish listening to this video. Wait, let's go like this real quick. Hold on. Let's do screen capture, add source. Yeah, screen, that's what I want. Screen capture. Alright. So, I'm following these settings right here, just to show you guys on here, right here. We're gonna capture this video, best PC settings for COD Black Ops Season 6. So let's just go through this video right now. He says he's in settings, display uses 16:9. Okay, so the reason he's saying he uses a 16:9 wide is because it is what they use for competitives. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set it to 16:9. Okay. You can pick automatic. Okay. Display gamma BT A166. Oh wait, I should probably see if I can get why is my not coming up here? See, I use SteelSeries. I use SteelSeries for audio.
If you have one display,
All right.
let's say a laptop display or a gaming monitor or one display in
Now
general,
you guys
then you
can
go
hear
full
me
screen exclusive.
singing.
Multiple screens, full screen borderless. You can also go with full screen extended window and actually get a slight bit more FPS out of your game, but I wouldn't recommend it because it gives a little bit of lag and stuttering in the game, which is not recommended at all. Any setting that does that to your game is not recommended. So what I would recommend is full screen borderless, multiple screens, and then full screen exclusive, one screen, and then windowed mode if you're running a budget gaming machine. Let's go. All right, let's go to the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step is this over here, which is the aspect ratio. Now, I use 16:9, and the main reason why I use 16:9 is because 16:9 is actually known as a competitive setting, a competitive aspect ratio for competitive
Okay.
first-person shooting games. 16:9 is literally the competitive way of doing things, okay? That is the best setting you can use right now at this very moment, but if you are running, let's say, a gaming display and you own one and it's huge and you paid a fuck ton of money
I
for it
run
or
a
whatever the case case might be,
57-inch
go with
monitor,
automatic.
gaming
Then it
monitor.
will automatically pick up the screen that
Only
you are running. Maybe it has
144
G-Sync, maybe it has
hertz
D-Sync, or whatever the case might
is
be.
what it can
Go with
do. I
automatic,
do
and
want
Call
to
of
get
Duty
a
would
better
automatically pick up what type
gaming
of screen
monitor,
you have.
one that
All
can go
right,
up to like
shader
240 to
preloading. We're going to
320.
come back to this. It's very important to come back to this after we are done here. Yes, I know if you restart your game, it's going to restart your shaders, but it's very important to click on this. After we've done everything inside here, we're going to come back to this. It's the most important step that you need to take, actually, but we'll come back to this. All right, display gamma 2.2. Please go ahead and put this at 2.2 if you're running a laptop, a monitor, or a screen in general. If you're running a gaming monitor that was a lot of money, let's say it's got an OLED screen. It has, I don't know, 500 hertz screen. Go with 2.4, okay? I highly recommend it because it actually gives you more digital vibrance in the game. No, you're not going to get more performance out of this game. You won't. But the digital vibrance looks way better in the game. So if you own a screen like that, go ahead and test this out. Even your ordinary screens, go test it out. If your game looks better, go with it. If your game looks worse, go back to 2.2
Let's
for your
try the
ordinary
2.4.
displays on laptops or ordinary screens as a dedicated monitor. Your gamma and brightness, you're going to keep at 55 or 60. Do not push it up. If you push it any higher than 55 and 60, your game's going to look washed out and it's going to look unclear
just
to
put it
you.
on
It's going to look very
55.
like shitty in general. So don't push this too high. All right. Now, NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency plays a very, very, very big role in this game. Trust me, it really does. Please go ahead and leave this, whatever this game Season 1 gave you right now at this very moment, because Season 1 actually went to go and change all my settings, right? But yet again, it didn't change this because my computer is recommending this to me. Call of Duty is recommending this for my CPU and my GPU. Okay, that's what it's recommending. Now, the reason why people change these things is literally, like I said before in my previous video, use the eyeballs that you were fucking born with and put them right there and read what the fuck it does. If you don't know what the fuck this does, is put this on plus boost if you are CPU bound, meaning you have a really good graphics card and you have a shitty CPU. Now, if you put it on, that means you have a really good CPU and a really shitty graphics card. Okay, that's basically the short term of putting that. I could make this longer and explain it way more in detail, but I'm not fucking going to. Anyways, I don't need to. Just leave this on whatever the fuck the game put it on for you. Just leave it there. That's all you need to do. All right. Eco mode preset, custom. Highly recommend you do this. V-Sync for gameplay is very highly recommended to put off. But the reason why you would change this to 100% is if you want to cap your FPS to the refresh rate and hertz of your screen. So let's say your screen is 60 hertz, common known screens, 60 hertz, that's where they start, 60 hertz, okay? That means you'll do 60 FPS in game and you won't climb any higher than it, okay? If you cap your screen to 100 over here, it will do 60 FPS on a 60 hertz screen. If you got a 120 hertz screen, it will do 120 FPS. If you have a 240 hertz screen, it will do 240 FPS. If you have a 500 hertz screen, it will do 500 FPS. If you can reach 500 FPS, you catch my drift. Okay, but another reason why this option is here to turn it on 100% is if you're getting screen tearing. Physically, that image is perfect, and yet it's tearing itself apart. If your game is physically tearing itself apart while playing the physical game and, like I said, gameplay, then go ahead and turn it on at 100%. Not fucking 50, not 33, not 25. You don't want to just V-Sync like half the shit of your fucking game. No, 100%. Fully V-Sync your gameplay if you want that, okay? But if you're not getting
That's good
screen
to know. I
tearing
didn't know about
and you
that
do
with
not want to cap your FPS, you
with
want
the
an
V-Sync,
unlimited
with the
FPS all the time, turn
frame,
it the fuck off and leave
breaking
it the
away.
fuck off. V-Sync in menus, turn it the fuck off. You can turn it on, meaning by being in the menu, basically here where we are now, it will cap your FPS to the refresh rate of your screen, so your hertz, okay? It will do that. I do recommend maybe putting this on if you want to. It's your own personal preference. I'm not going to tell you what to do here, okay? Personal preference, all right? Custom frame rate limit, I have mine on unlimited. You can go ahead and customize this yourself. And then let's say you have a 144 hertz screen, you cap it to 144. Okay, so then you only do 144 FPS. You won't climb any higher than that. Now, let's say, like I said before, you have a, I don't know, 240 hertz screen, then boom, you put it at 240. Let's say you have a 500 hertz screen, you put it at 300 because 300 is the max you can put this on. Then the menu custom frame rate, you just put it at 60, and then the out of focus mode, you can just go to 30 over here. But yet again, this is your own personal preference if you want to use this option or not. I do use and prefer unlimited and having my game running unlimited all the time. All right, so that's how I run my game. Reduce menu
And that's why
render
I was staying at
resolution. I highly recommend you put this
177,
at
'cause I
native
was
and
limiting
leave it there.
myself.
Pause game rendering, turn this off, leave it the fuck off, and done. Reduce quality when inactive is the most fucking dumbest option I've ever seen in Call of Duty's history of putting a setting inside this game. And this is why I say they
Okay.
smoke fucking crack before they release a game, before they release settings, before they release anything. They smoke a bunch of crack. Now, come on, just make an example. It says there, reduce quality when inactive. Okay, so now in common sense, it would be, okay, I'm going to go quickly, go make me some coffee, or I'm just gonna go do something quickly. I'm quickly gonna go get my new order that's outside, my new graphics card. I just got it ordered, shipped in. I'm gonna go outside quickly and just go, go get it. So when I come back, my game looks at its max all the time, every day, all day. I'm going to repeat it. Every day, all day, every day, all day. You can overclock graphics cards. So they literally at the point, like for now, at this very moment, as you can see,
Still
my
need to try and
CPU is at
overclock
74
mine.
degrees. My GPU is at 55 degrees and she's overclocked. So, ladies and gentlemen, when people tell you, for instance, I'm sorry that I'm ranting, but people literally say like, "Yo, dude, this option's here because it can keep the lifespan of your graphics card longer." Are you planning on having the graphics card you bought? Let's just say you bought, I don't know, a 4090. I have a 4070 Super. Do you expect your graphics card to last
That's
for
what
the
I
next
have.
5
I have a
years?
4070.
Which it will, number one, even if you put this on unlimited frames and having this off, by the way, it
4070
will last
Ti
5 years, or
Super.
last 10 years, or last 20 years. Anyways, by that time, there are newer graphics cards. We're already jumping to the 5000 series. It's already coming.
Oh, I can't wait for the
There's new
5000
AMD cards
series.
coming. Hello? And what do we do? We buy new ones. That's what we do. That's what everyone does. Oh
We
my
do.
god, there's a new
That is
graphics card
true.
out. It just came out. It does 20 more FPS than me. I need to fucking get it. I need to
That is
fucking get
true.
it. I need to fucking get it. That is the world today, and it's fucking sad. I'm not upgrading my GPU. I have a 4070 Super. There's a 5070 graphics card coming out with 18 gigs of VRAM. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Why does it have 18 gigs? And for that graphics card just to do like what? Fucking 15 more FPS than my 4070 Super? Like what the actual fuck? And then I have to spend so much money to upgrade to a 5000 series where I own a 4070 Super that does 20 FPS less than the newer graphics card that's coming out. So what would be the point of me upgrading? I just want to put that out there, ladies and gentlemen, because I also do want to educate the people out there that is watching.
So that is he does make a good point. Is with the new graphics card coming out, you could potentially get a good older model like the 4070 Ti that I have at a discount because they're going to be selling the new ones and they're going to want to offload that rate. So I'd be looking for some deals coming up, now to January when they release the new 50 series graphics cards.
My videos as well. But yet again, education, you can literally just Google everything these days. There's shit like Linus Tech Tips. There's shit like, for instance, Jay's 2 cents. There's so much people out there that will tell you what graphics card you should buy, what graphics card you shouldn't buy, whatever the case might be. Or it's just going to be a refresh. The 5000 series are just going to be a refresh of the 40 series graphics cards. Anyways, focus mode off, just 0%. You do not need to put this at 100%. This will obviously basically make your screens go black if you have multiple screens, and they'll go black, and then your main screen will stay on. Just don't use it. It's a fucking stupid ass option, and then apply your settings over here. Once you're done with that, you're going to come to the quality tab and you come inside here. Now I have this at 100% and I have this at fidelity of cache. I'm going to apply that now, and then I'm going to confirm these settings. All right, now this is how I play my game. I run my game at 4K at fidelity FX cache. Now obviously if I want more FPS out of my a game, I would use like let's say a different upscaling. Number one, you can use a different upscaling in this game to have more FPS in general running out of this game, or downscaling the resolution of the game. Now, it literally says here on the right hand side, it says render resolution. Now, the lower you put this, the more your game's going to look like that than what it's going to look like that. Now, 100%, your game will always look like this, okay? The less you drop it, like let's say 95 to 90 to 85, there we go. Like you're just going down and like just more down, your game's going to look more like that, like dog shit, basically. So do not, I repeat, do not drop it less than 100. Please don't. Your game's going to look like shit, and you're going to want to tear out your own fucking eyeballs, or maybe pick up a cat to tear out your eyes for you. Please don't drop it lower than 100. Okay. Now, I intend to play my game like this, and it just runs really well. I mean, yeah, it just runs really well like this. But you can use different upscalings. Like if I go to AMD FSR 3 and go to show more and say balanced over here, and then let's just say like, here's the video DLSS frame generation. Now, obviously, I'm not going to put this on because this is AMD that I'm using. So let's apply this. And as you can see, I just jumped back to basically 200 FPS. Just in 4K still. And I'm using AMD FSR 3, which is the best upscaling in this game right now at this very moment. And for Season 1 as well. It is the best upscaling in the game. It doesn't matter what GPU you are running. You can run an NVIDIA card like me. Since I'm running a 4070 Super, this upscaling is great. The game looks great, especially if you have the correct settings, which I'll give you, by the way. Running AMD FSR 3 is the best. Okay, now, a lot of people say that AMD FSR 1, I got it in my comments on my previous video, say that this one is also really good to run. So I'm just going to apply these settings. It's also very good to run. And as you can see, it jumped basically back to the same frames. I don't know how this looks for me in 10s, like how I play my game. I don't like number one. Like I like 3. It's just overall way better. The game looks more crisp, runs better. Overall, for me, it's my personal preference. I can't tell you to physically use this one more than this. Test these two out, but I do recommend 3 over 1.
We're gonna try AMD FSR 3.
Now, there are much more upscalings in this game, and they're all confabulated right now. I mean, Fidelity FX Cache used to be at the bottom. Now it's like AMD FSR 3, then 1, then Fidelity FX Cache, then NVIDIA DLSS, then DLAA, which is the option, then NVIDIA image scaling, then Intel's upscaling, and then off. No one plays this game with off, and no one in their right mind would choose off in the first place. All right, so AMD FSR 3, I'm going to go over the settings that you would be using for this. Now, just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, because I have to go over this. All right. AMD FSR 3, like I said, is the best option you can use right now, or Fidelity FX Cache. Please, ladies and gentlemen, AMD FSR 3 or Fidelity FX Cache is the 2 best settings you can use right now for Season 1. Okay, there are people that can get away with DLSS. If you are running an NVIDIA card and you're running a strong NVIDIA card, let's say you're running a 40 series, okay? And you're running an RTX 40 something like a Super or a TI version, go with NVIDIA DLSS. Go with it. If you're running a 30 series as well, and it's a high end of a 30 series, like a 3070 or 3080 or whatever the case might be, and you're running DLSS and your game runs perfectly fine, and yes, I know there's a slight blur on the left and right hand side while you are running with DLSS. That's the downside to DLSS. But it gives a lot of frames. It makes the game push out a lot of frames, and the game doesn't look bad at all. So, if you prefer the video DLSS, go ahead and use it. Now, DLAA is just a fucking bullshit option. Don't use it. I repeat. All right? I mean, the Intel upscaling, don't turn this off. All right? Then, obviously, you know, video DLSS frame generation is going to be turned the fuck off because it actually gives you input latency. It makes your game run like dog shit. It makes you look like you're doing a lot of FPS, but you're actually not. So this will just basically almost double your FPS when you're running an NVIDIA upscaling. So let's say you're running NVIDIA DLSS and you have this on. You will double your FPS because these are AI frames that are created within your actual frame that you are running. So it's a frame, then an AI frame, then a frame, and then an AI frame. That is what frame generation does. Now, for competitive games, I don't recommend frame generation. For single player games, I would recommend it. If you're playing the single player mode of this game, go ahead and put
Interesting.
NVIDIA DLSS frame generation on. If you're playing the single player mode, or even like zombies or something. But if you're playing multiplayer and you're a little sweaty player, or you're just playing multiplayer for competitive settings, do not, I repeat, do not put frame generation on. It just makes your game feel or basically look like it's better, but it's not. It's still going to feel like shit. So let me just make this as a very good example. Okay, let's say you're running this game and you don't have the best of computers and you're running the game at about 70 FPS and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, I'm going to put, fucking DLSS frame generation on because it's going to boost my FPS and it's going to, I'm doing better FPS and my game's going to be good. No, you're still doing that same fucking 70 FPS, probably to a 60 FPS, and now it just looks like you're doing 120 or 130 or 140 because you can see it doing 140 there at the top left over here, like there in that little corner. I'll show you how to do that, how to put that on. If you don't know how to do that, it's very easy to do. But anyways, yes, you are still actually running your game at 70 or 60 FPS. So, if you get away with it, because you can put it on. My fiance is actually in the hospital. She has an iron deficiency, and you get to the point. Just know that this game in general is like frustrating overall because I feel that in the day Warzone, you can run a low end machine, you run that game, but doing this to the community in any ways. It's sad, man. It's fucking sad. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so let me not. Jesus, I'm already fucking bloating and going over everything too much. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so VRAM scale target. Please, for the love of fuck, hear me out. Do not put this at 90. There's a reason why you do not put this at 90. The reason why you don't want to change it to 90% and use almost all your VRAM out of your graphics card is because you would rather use it here, all right? Here in the detail and textures, okay? Then what you're going to use it here, okay? So leave it at 80%. Now, the reason why you would leave this at 80% is if you have, let's say, a 2070, 2080, and upwards, all the way to a 4090. You are going to run this at 80%. If you run anything lower than that, I highly recommend putting this at 60%. Ladies and gentlemen, please hear me out and go ahead and do that. It changes a lot and makes the gameplay much better. All right, now we're going to get to the details and textures. Now, automatically, my game is going to turn everything to ultra, everything on, and I just wanted to throw up. All right, because immediately when I came into my game, I could see my game looks like absolute dog shit. And I was like the graphics looks good, but it just looks weird because so much shit's on and you don't want it. All right. Cool. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to do this because I'm going to have to do it. All right. So if you're running, let's say AMD FSR, and you want the FPS, so that's why you're running this option, and you have a lower end machine, please go with low over here or normal. Do not go very low. Very low makes the game look like absolute fucking dog shit, and you're going to tear out your own eyes yet again. Do not put it there. You can go with low, and you should be good to go if you're running a low end machine, ladies and gentlemen. When you are running a medium end machine to a high end machine, you can go to normal. Okay. When you're running a really decent machine, you go to high. Same goes with this one. Okay. That's how it's going to go. Mine put mine to ultra. Like I said, everything that could go to ultra was at ultra. But I don't use ultra over here. I use high with my 4070 Super. Right? So high, and then 80 over here. Okay. And then AMD FSR 3.0. I can run my game like this perfectly fine. And I do a fuck ton of FPS while playing multiplayer. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to use Fidelity FX Cache and you're running 100% over here or all the way to whatever resolution you want to push this at, go then here to, if you have a decent, really decent computer, go with high, go with high. If you have a mid-range computer, go to normal. If you have a lower end computer, go to low. Please, just don't go to very low. All right. So when it comes to DLSS, I recommend the exact same thing. You're going to go to normal over here. If you have a medium end machine, low end machine, you're going to go to low.
It definitely
Just
goes
exactly
through
the same over here.
a lot of
Let's just go
different
back to
stuff.
this. All right. Now you're going to scroll down. You're going to come to depth of field, and you're going to turn this the fuck off. Now, this game actually did this to me, and I had to restart my game 3 times for depth of field to now turn off because it didn't want to turn off at all. It didn't want to turn off. That's why that option was on. I don't use depth of field. Who the fuck uses depth of field in a multiplayer game in the first place? Anyways, turn it off and leave it the fuck off and done, ladies and gentlemen. Detail quality, low. Please put this at low. You do not need to put this at normal or high. You don't. I have a 4070 fucking Super, a 14700K, DDR5 memory. Everything's overclocked. My machine is a fucking beast. And look at the settings I'm running. These are competitive settings, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you want good FPS, good gameplay, smooth gameplay, game runs amazing, follow my steps and you'll be good to go. You do not need your detail quality to be at normal or high. Now, people's going to be like, look at this and be like, that kind of does look better than this. You do not care how the grass looks. Are you going to be shooting the grass or enemies?
You're shooting
Thank
the grass
you.
on the enemies.
All right. So this over here, very low. Straight up, very low. Don't need it. Bullet impacts, I highly recommend turning this on because you would like to know if someone was maybe shooting here at this wall. Now you come here and this has been turned off. You come here and you see no holes in the wall and then there's someone hiding around the corner and you get shot in the face. I don't know. Let's make an example, okay? Now you have this off for no reason. You can turn this on even if you're running this game on a calculator. All right? It says impact on CPU and GPU low. So turn it the fuck on. All right? The effects, highly recommend turning this the fuck off. Because number one, the effects are still on in the game while they're off in the settings in here. And it has an impact on your VRAM on medium. So if you have a very low-end graphics card or medium-end graphics card, it will impact your GPU. Do not turn it on. Turn it the fuck off. I have it
Turn it off.
So please, turn it the fuck off. All right, shader quality, low. No, ladies and gentlemen, you do not need to put this at medium. No, you do not need to put this at high for your gun to look good. Or for, in general, the terrain to look good. I'm going to make an example for you. They physically always fucking makes an example on the right-hand side. And that's why I always tell people, use the eyeballs that you were born with. And look here what it fucking says it does. Yet again, GPU medium and your VRAM low. But GPU is yet again medium. Okay, now, you see that there's water here and there's no water here. Do you really want to see the water? If you want to and it's your own personal preference and you've got a heavy beast graphics card, heavy beast CPU, got the fucking nuclear fucking machine, you got one of the best machines, then go ahead. Go ahead and put this at high. But, ladies and gentlemen, why the fuck? Are you going to run around and look at the ground and look at the water and be like, wow, the water looks amazing, and then get shot by a sniper in your face? What? No. Just turn it to fucking low. You don't need it.
Turn it to
okay? It's a multiplayer game.
Look at the water.
Turn it to low. Right. On-demand text streaming, minimal. Yes, there's no option to turn it off, ladies and gentlemen. Before, there was an option to turn it off. Unfortunately, there isn't anymore. So do not use this. Use minimal and done. Right. Local text streaming quality is going to be normal for every single person out there on the planet that's playing this game. So like I said, you could be playing this on a calculator or a toaster or your Samsung fridge or an actual computer. Doesn't matter which one you're using.
Or a
use
toaster.
Normal over here. All right.
Okay.
Shadow and lighting plays a very big role in this game. So go to very low at shadow quality. Screen space shadows off. Occlusion and screen space lighting off. Off. Always off and leave it the fuck off and done. Screen space reflections completely off. You do not need this. You really fucking don't. Turn it the fuck off. It is just an FPS hogger. All right. Static reflection quality low, and that's where you're gonna leave it. Okay. Tessellation completely off, always off. Leave it the fuck off and done. Volumetric quality low. You do not need this. Honestly, you don't, because GPU and VRAM is at medium impact. So now you have a medium end graphics card, and you turn this higher, your game's going to run like shit. And you don't even need it. All right. Then the physics quality, you can already see the physics in this game, even if it's off. Turn it the fuck off and done. Weather grid volumes, turn it the fuck off and done. You do not need to see the fucking weather. Like, honest to God, why is this option here? And why is this option here? Because the water looks exactly the same if you turn it from off to all, to wave wetness, to wave caustics.
It truly does.
Need it. Turn it the fuck off and say apply, and apply these fucking settings. Please, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and apply these settings. From here, we're going to go to the view tab. Now, here it says motion reduction preset. All right? This is for people that gets like motion sickness. All right? Like, I don't know. Yet again, it's a own personal preference. Call of Duty, like I said, I told you guys, I literally fucking said this. They smoke crack, and it's like they're trying their best to bring out settings that doesn't make any sense with a fucking game. Like, it doesn't make sense.
This guy's making me laugh.
Their game is not so advanced that it uses, like, how can I say, Warner Bros's fucking movies or something. It does not need this. Turn it the fuck off. Jesus Christ. And then field of view is your own personal preference. Okay? 120 is
I
my personal preference.
I like
Everyone has their own
115 to
personal preference.
120.
Put
I
it
go
at your
between
personal
115
preference.
and
A lot of people
120.
do like the whole literally 115, if I'm correct. A lot of people like this. I don't know why. I'm lost for words, but anyways, I put mine at 120, leave it there, and that's how I run my fucking game, because that's actually 120, that's 100, that's 80, and that's 60. How the fuck are you going to be able to see the guy that's going to peek you here if you're at 60? You know? So this is why I put this at 120, so I can see as much as I can on my left and right hand side. Anyways, but it's your own personal preference, yet again. I'm bloating too much, yet again. Fuck. Scroll all the way down, ladies and gentlemen, and come to inverted flash. Now, inverted flash, what it does is it makes it so that it doesn't look like an actual flashbang came through your monitor, landed on your, basically your
It
table,
turns the screen
and makes
black
you
instead of
blind.
white.
Physically fucking blind, that you have to look down because your eyes are so sore from a flashbang. Turn it on, and your screen will go black instead of white. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very important step is going to be this over here, the interface. Now, the interface plays a very big role on this one over here, the telemetry. Now, if you don't have MSI Afterburner like me running over here to see what you're doing with your CPU temperature, CPU usage, your GPU temperature, your GPU usage, and your memory clock, and your FPS, if you don't have this, you can just go to telemetry, say all on, and it will be running here at the top.
I only
And you can see it right.
personally for telemetry, I only run FPS counter, server latency, and packet loss. I mean, just to see if we're getting packet loss. It's really great to see if you're lagging, you're gonna see your server latency spiking high and low. So that's one of the things I like to do. I don't really care about the GPU clock time and temperature and all that, or CPU time. I did when I was testing it just to see if the game was either GPU heavy or CPU intensive. So I did run that just as a test, and that would go back to the other setting here that he talked about in, where is it? Oh, there's a setting in here in the display that you would reset the difference on. Where is it? It was the balanced, not dynamic resolution. Why is this on? We literally had this shut off. Why didn't it tell me it didn't just change all that? Yeah, it was in here. Where was it? I don't know. It's in there somewhere. Let's just get back to this. We're almost done with this
All
tutorial.
right, and you can actually see what your GPU is doing, how much FPS you are doing, and I highly recommend that, ladies and gentlemen, you go ahead and turn this all on if you aren't running MSI Afterburner. Now, network, this is will automatically be on. Just don't turn them off. It's just something I really recommend you do is don't turn this off. Okay? Both of these, don't turn them off because you really want to know what's going on here. Those are signs of whatever's happening in your game. So you can get like packet loss, packet burst. It will literally show you icons of what it looks like because a lot of people complain about packet loss and packet burst and shit like that. Those are the icons that will come up on your screen when you're actually experiencing any of those issues, but they're automatically on. So it's actually a good thing for them to be automatically on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so something that's very important, and I have to mention this, and this is why I have to mention it, is this over here. A lot of people actually change the settings and then apply it, and then restart their game or whatever the case might be, and then when they come into the game, their settings are back to normal, and the settings that I gave them, they're using now, but then it's back to where it was, and they have to change the settings again and again, and every time they launch the game, they have to change their fucking settings. Now, a way to get around that is this over here. You're going to take your mouse and come to Account and Network, and come to Clouded Settings. Right. Now, you're going to have this on, okay? Then it will save your settings to the settings that you prefer and that you applied it to. Then it says there, Clouded Settings, it says saves your setting preference to the cloud. Please go ahead and turn this on, and it will then save it to the cloud of the game and keep it there for you. Ladies and gentlemen, then your settings will always be applied and should be like that always. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important step that you're going to need to take for these settings to apply to your game. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the most important step. You need to do this. You physically need to do this for every single setting that you just changed to apply to your game. Is this right here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the most important step that you're going to need to take inside this game is going to be clicking on the restart shader preloading. Now, after you changed and applied all the settings, you're going to click on restart shader preloading. You're actually physically going to click on restart, and you're going to press escape, press escape, press escape, press escape, press escape, and then it's going to ask you to quit to your desktop. Now, relax, chill before you jump out my video, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you click quit to desktop, okay, and you're running this game through Steam or you're running it through Battle.net, launch the game again. Then what's going to happen is it's going to launch the game, and then at the top left corner here, it's going to say installing the shaders from 0% all the way to 100%. Now, once you get into the game and it says there's 0% and all your things are showing, whatever the case might be, just click once, just like a click, just like a little click. And then to make sure that you click once, at least on your screen on Call of Duty, so your computer registers that you're in COD and that you're on the screen. That's why I ask you to click, just one click, like a click, that it registers that you're on the game. Then it will start moving from 0. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to move from 0% to 100. Give it some time. Do something. I don't know. Could get you something to drink, whatever the case might be. Just do something.
So it's right up here where we're doing our shaders.
Anyways, that will be the last step that you're going to need to take. And then once the shaders have completely downloaded and installed and they are done, you can play your game as perfectly fine as you want it to.
Wow,
Ladies and gentlemen, if this video helped you, smash that motherfucking like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am stressing the living shit out of myself because of my fiance being at the hospital, and I am making a Call of Duty.
All right. Let's see. We can actually mute that from the stream now. Interesting. So one thing that I noticed is that I had my FPS set to limit to 177. And as you can see, I'm getting well into 200. So we're just going to pop into multiplayer real quick. We're going to come over here to graphics. We're going to do a benchmark. So this is actually one thing I do like is the benchmark tool. And I can actually go back to game capture. So we'll run a benchmark test to see what we got here, because we did change a couple little settings based off of what I did have. So let's check it out and see. And I do have a screenshot to compare the other settings to this. So we'll be able to check it out. And I do like that on this, that it does not show the firearm, so you just see a guy going like this with his hand. So you see we're getting into the 215 was the max there. I saw 224. I mean, the game doesn't look bad, but getting up to 239, 229, I mean. There's gonna be a guy coming up. 224. 250, 262. Nuke's gonna drop. Not bad. That's actually pretty decent. So average 202, which we'll take a 202. I mean, it's over what I was getting. So oh, I didn't know I could export the report. That's pretty cool. I'm just gonna screen record it, screen capture it real quick with snippet. So I was getting, I'll show you real quick in the screen capture. So what I got before, I went the last one I just did on the settings that we were just playing on. You can see here NVIDIA DLS, DS frame generation on. We were getting 177 and 165. with 91 FSBS being whatever that low first is. No latency, no packet loss. Now you can see here we got 136. So that's a difference of 136 minus 91. 45 frames a second. So that's a pretty decent amount. I mean, difference from there. And then 202 to 177. 202 minus 177. Yeah, about 25 more frames a second, which isn't bad. I mean, I'll take it. You can see we turned frame generation off. We're using the AMD render resolution. This we did play around with this. I may change that to 100 just to see. Um, it is set. I mean, we do have a limit of 177. I think I have that setting in the thing, but I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not bad. So now let's get back into some Warzone. Sorry to bore you guys with the whatchamacallit. What's Guru playing? Is he in the Discord? Guru. Guru. DJ. Oh, I meant to take a screenshot, but that's alright, I didn't. I didn't even hear him come in. I'm gonna stop the stream and then restart the stream real quick, so.